Oh, yes.
Oh, baby.
It's that time again. I get so excited for this. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Let's go. Let's go.
Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're here in the studio, high above the DNVR bar on the corner of Colfax in New York. Man, a little off day in between two preseason games. Yesterday, I still have things to chew on. And first time getting to rewatch the game.
This is your first rewatch?
First rewatch. Because the first two were not in arenas that are able to capture them for rewatch.
They don't have the Sport VU tracking cameras set up.
So I wasn't able to go back, but I was able to go back on this one. Might have a little episode of the list. Kale and I are going to work on right after this. So that should be up here shortly. Today's show, though, stock report, not on players necessarily, on ideas, on concepts, which I think will make for a good show. We're also going to go around the association.
Nice.
Because there's some teams, Harrison, that might suck, that I didn't think would suck. And there's some teams that might be good that I didn't think will be good. So we'll update our around the association. I got Harrison Wynn with me.
I'm still so high off last night's game, man. I'm straight vibing. Like I said last night, the most fun preseason game I can remember. I can't remember that many, but right now it's at the top of the list.
So I brought this up on the show before that every game you talk about how long will you remember it. There's certain games you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Yes.
There's some games you'll remember for 10 years, but you might not remember them, too long. Some just for the season, they go away.
Do you think after every game we should try to rank it on a scale of how long we'll remember?
That would be a fun segment. Like
just 1 through 10.
When do you think you'll forget this one? No, you should give it an actual amount of time. Because, do you remember the game in Atlanta last year?
No.
Exactly. That's my point. There are games that you just don't remember.
Shit, was that like a Jamal 40 piece or something?
It might be, but I'm saying there are some games that just kind of come and go. Yeah. Last night's game, this one might be one we remember for weeks. For a preseason game, that's really special. On
a preseason sliding scale, this is high.
We're going to remember it for weeks, I think.
Yeah.
But let's go, Kale, straight to the hangover. Do you mind? Let's get our hangover going here. To your point, I am trying to think about this. Last night's game was legitimately fun. A lot of people were saying it, not just us. But I also am trying to figure out how much of it was fun versus how much of it is we're just excited about our Nuggets, man, and the season. And that was the first, felt like a real, they've put in enough stuff that it felt real. Yeah.
It was the first time we saw what this new defense could look like. It was the first time we saw what the actual rotation would look like with the second unit. We got so many things last night. Big Val and Jokic playing together. We got that.
We got it. Check.
We got what the second unit is kind of going to look like. We got Jokic and Murray having some big moments. Christian Braun. We got everything that we kind of wanted to see. They were also playing the Clippers, who were playing all their guys too.
They were playing hard as well, man.
So it felt real. The first couple preseason games just felt like training camp, just felt like a scrimmage almost. This actually felt real.
Man, I was listening to our buddy Ryan Blackburn as I was driving in today to his show, and he brought up a point that I hadn't thought of because it's so silly, but also I think accurate. Mm-hmm. The first game was played at Pachanga Stadium in San Diego, not a real arena. Very clunky. You go in there, if you're an NBA player, man, that locker room was the size of a closet. Sure. It doesn't feel real. There's no Jumbotron and stuff. Then they go to Vancouver. I don't know what Rogers Arena really was like because we weren't inside it, but it's not a real NBA arena. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Last night was Intuit Dome. And I do wonder, he brought this point up, shout out to Blackburn. I do wonder if that for the players even felt a little bit more okay, we're not in some rundown warehouse. Yeah. We're in an actual NBA arena.
They all love that arena.
The Intuit Dome?
Yeah, the Intuit Dome. There's always videos of whenever a player runs into Ballmer courtside or something. I remember the one with Devin Booker. He's like, this is a great arena, Mr. Ballmer.
Mr. Ballmer.
I don't know if that's what they call him. Or
Mr.
Steve,
Ballmer.
I don't know. But all the players seem to love it.
Yeah.
So I could see it. I could see them getting up for it because of that.
I just love the idea. Did you see, by the way, I didn't plan on bringing this up, but was it Richard Jefferson maybe 2 weeks ago where he was like, I've talked to a lot of players about the Steve Ballmer.
It was Channing Frye.
Channing Frye. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Who cares, man? Who cares about rules?
I know,
Just get your money, man. That's actually what he's kind of getting at. Most of these guys really just care about is getting paid.
I've said this before, and that I think that one of the hallmarks of Adam Silver's NBA is that all of these guys, none of them care about the rules or care about any of that. Oh, you broke the rules? Who cares? Good for you, man.
Did you get your money? That's all that matters.
We've created this environment where players almost root on the other players who are scamming the system in some way. Owners are trying to scam everybody's trying to scam the system, and there's this almost like culture that's been built inadvertently. I don't think it was like directly, but just inadvertently, where nobody honors like the sanctity of the league. Meaning, do players feel like they owe something to the generations before them and coming after them? No, absolutely not. Just take their money wherever you can get it, squeeze it. It's dog eat dog. Everybody try to eat each other. Anyway, I was annoyed by that. So when you say guys are like Mr. Ballmer, if I was a player,
I don't know if that's what they call him. Maybe
whatever it was. If
Mr. B.
If I was a player, I'd be like Bruce Brown last night, trash talking the sideline. I'd be trash talking Ballmer. Be like, oh, how are you going to cheat this time? A little cheater. Little loser, beat you still cheated. We still like, to me. Why would I
little
talk?
Cheater.
That's what I'm saying. I would be talking shit to people that cheat. Deserve to be shamed.
But they don't do that because they're probably like, man, if I'm a free agent, I could come here and get some endorsement deal.
Man, I'll plant some trees or not plant some trees. Whatever.
I'll go carbon neutral.
Carbon neutral. Hangover takes though. Here's my first one. The Nuggets are smart. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that shined last night. The Nuggets are adding new stuff. And there's a long way to go for it. They are by no means perfecting it, but the Nuggets, in my opinion, have a lot of guys that are capable of handling complex basketball. Good cuts, good spacing, defensive coverages. Like there's a play I'm going to highlight in the list later on where CamJon, his guy is late getting down the court, and so he kind of doubles the ball just to stop it before recovering to his guy because there was no penalty for it. And there's just a lot of guys that do those little things. I think Denver's collective IQ is higher than ever. When we talk about is this team better, worse, whatever, than the 2023 team or some of these other ones, I think it's the smartest for sure. And you see it in a lot of things. And on rewatch, I was like, man, Christian Braun is smart. Aaron Gordon's smart. CamJon's smart. Jokic and Murray are obviously smart. Bruce Brown is smart. Big Val is smart. You know, Tim Hardaway Jr. has been around. He's a veteran player. I don't have a great read on his basketball IQ just yet because of how he's been playing, where he's been playing. Peyton Watson has to grow into that. He's one of the guys I would say not. But I just listed off a lot of guys that I would say like, yeah, those guys are really smart basketball players.
And that's probably what allows Adelman to mix things up so much, especially on the defensive and offensive too, but to throw in zone, to throw in these different coverages and to change the defense up like on the fly throughout the game. You can really only do that if you got smart players.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably why that's a big change from last year in that department.
It talked last night a lot about how much they're stunting over, especially in their zone, where they're really bringing the guys, almost trapping the ball up top, and they're making the gamble that they can scramble hard behind if they stop the ball early. So if you think about a typical coverage where they get the ball to the guy, you want to push the roll man catching the ball like to the foul line if you can, but even if he catches it, just not in the restricted area to where all he has to do is go up. Denver is taking that even further. They're really pushing it, trying to get the first ball handler to pick it up so far so that even if that guy, if you're playing 4-on-3 or 3-on-4 as it were behind him, that there's so much distance that even passes take a while so the rotations can get there. But to do that, you have to be quick. You have to be like, it's almost like you're not reacting to the offense. You're forcing the offense to do what you want if you pull it off correctly. But to do that, you have to be punching first. And Denver just has a lot of guys that are capable of doing that. And then the full court ball pressure plays into this too. You're trying to get the ball out of your lead ball handler to make your secondary guys initiate it. And I thought Denver successfully did that last night.
Yeah. And that's something that's happened to the Nuggets a lot over the last couple of years. That's a tactic teams have deployed against them, particularly the Thunder, Clippers in the playoffs too, where you just don't let your point guard bring it up, and it just throws, the offense off a little bit. And
it did last night. I think it actually did a good job of it. So you think about Denver full court press very strategically. There's moments and guys that they're going to full court press, and they did it strategically last night. And I just thought that they pulled it off, and it didn't result in steals. There weren't a ton of turnovers, but it's almost like some teams, Toronto, they're trying to get you to turn it over. That's the style they're playing. Denver, I think it's more about we're trying to waste 10 seconds and make you initiate through your secondary action, and they just did it, and I think it's one of the reasons the game went the way it went. But smart basketball has me so hopeful. Denver had a lot of sloppiness. It's weird because Denver, the starters lost their minutes, and there were some things that you could point to and say, are we getting a little too high? This or that. I look at it and I go, I think Denver made 20 mistakes yesterday that were like, they probably won't make those in 2 weeks because everything's so new. And if you cut those out, they were so freaking good on the other plays. It wasn't like, oh, well, they were okay. They were so good when they didn't do something really, really dumb. And to me, the dumbness is a trait that it's just so new, man. They've only
What
had
were some
6
of the
practices.
mistakes that you think they'll be cutting out?
So one, they ran a play for Cam Johnson 2 times in a row. And the way it works, like Denver's offense has a lot of repetitive actions in it, but they're just slightly tweaked. And one of them, if Jokic it's like their delay set. So Jokic is up at the top of the key, gets it to Jamal. There's like a little exchange they run. And then typically they would give it back to Jokic and then run off. Jamal Murray would run off. Well, what they do, they set that up. So they ran it a couple times that way. But then the play called for it, and they ran it 2 times in a row, where instead it looks like they're going to do that. But then Jokic goes to the opposite side to set a screen for Cam Johnson. So it's almost like a counter. And they ran it once, got Cam Johnson wide open shot. He missed it at the top of the key. They ran it the second time, same action, because oftentimes you'll run something 2-3 times in a row, but look for something different off it. And Jamal just forgot. And Jokic turned his back and he rolled it to him.
Yeah.
Do you remember the play?
Yeah, I remember exactly the play.
And it was Jamal because they were running the play for Cam, and Jamal just kind of was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." I thought the Nuggets tricked themselves on that play. But it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, man, that's just not going to happen very often.
From Big Tony there in the comments, do you think Cam Johnson will throw a worse alley-oop this season than he did last night?
I mean, here's the thing about a play like that.
I did not go back and rewatch that one.
Oh, it was so bad. And I was listening to the broadcast, and someone was like, I think Breen's like, a great defensive play. And Richard Jefferson's like, I don't know if it was a great defensive play. I think it was the worst oop I've ever seen in my life. The truth is, I don't know if Cam Johnson's a good oop thrower, so maybe.
Yeah.
I think he was just a little nervous because that was like a tough stint for him.
Yeah. One of my hangover takes was about Cam Johnson and his defense. He had 3 steals in that game.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched him. One was kind of lucky. I think one Clippers player was saving it from going out of bounds, and Cam was just there.
Yeah.
The other 2 were straight strips.
Oh, he had the one. Was it on Kawhi where he just took the ball out of his hands?
I forget. It might have been. I forget who it was on, though. But yeah, he kind of tied his guy up and just stripped the ball and pulled it away. But his rotations, he's in the right spot. He's not an unbelievable defender. He's not a lockdown guy, but he's really smart. And he's going to, play his role and be where he needs to be. And he had a couple moments last night, defensively, that you look at and you're like, massive upgrade.
He obviously is going to have to make his shots. And there, one sequence I'll talk about specifically at the very end of the second quarter, right before the half. Remember, they put Tim Hardaway Jr. in. And you have to be careful on these moments because you'll look, that lineup was like a -9 in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to say, oh, well, that lineup didn't work. It was a 3-minute stint. And Cam Johnson got 2 wide open threes. Tim Hardaway got 1. They went 0 for 3. And it's one of those ones where that lineup did what it needed to do to be a +9. Instead, they go the other way. The Clippers were in the bonus, so they got a bunch of free throws out of that stint. And it's like, I look at that one and go, I actually want to see more of it. I don't think that was a bad lineup. I know that you look at it and say Tim Hardaway Jr. for Christian Braun. That's not a lot of defense. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it actually is so good offensively that they should at least stick with it for a while. They just need to make their shots. Wide open. You get 3 wide open threes from your 2 best 3-point shooters. You're like, yeah, we did the right process.
Well, I thought Adelman was trying to recreate the KCP lineup with Hardaway there because in one of those possessions, they just had him and Cam in the 2 corners, AG and the dunker, and it was 2-man game with Jamal and Jokic. And you're like, that's the play.
And they can't the play.
The play.
They haven't run the play in a while.
Maybe we're bringing it back.
Bringing back the play.
The play.
Yeah. They got great looks out of it, man, and they got them easy too. Because to your point, the play, you laugh about it, the play, because it's not like they're running this complex thing. It's just pick and roll, and the spacing is so perfect. And it's a -9. It's just one of those where it's like plus minus does tell a story, but small sample sizes can really throw things off. And that's one that when I went back and watched it, I actually don't think it was that bad. The other hangover take I had, the Nuggets grew a lot in this last week. In 1 week's time, they have added so many things, and their execution to their game plan was just so different. Now, how much of that was just effort from Jokic? Aaron Gordon's there. I don't know. But if you just look at the first 2 games, those are glorified pickup games. This one felt more like structure. And to me, it's something that's important to remember. I think the Nuggets are, at this very moment, they are just past phase 1 of 10.
Okay.
So they have started phase 2. Yesterday was the second quarter of last game was the start of phase 2 for me.
Okay.
It's probably not till December till you reach mid-season form.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets look so good. And I'm like, man, if they're at step 2 of 10 and they have that level of detail and execution, I'm very high on them.
Well, it's just their talent is such a high level, and you just add all the little intricate things that they are adding right now. Yeah. And you see it.
So I love it. Do you have any other hangover takes that you really marinate on?
Big Val had, I think, 4 turnovers last night. I think 3 of them were on illegal screens, which I'm already worried is a quote point of emphasis for the officials this season because they were all pretty soft calls.
Right when the Nuggets get a good screener, they change.
I know. Some of them were like, he's barely moving, man. Yeah. But I thought Big Val looked great. Just watching his baskets again in his minutes. Yeah, I'm high on the bench too. It's gonna be good.
Big Val. That is an interesting note though, because the Nuggets are playing aggressive. When's Val going to come in? End of the quarters, first and third quarters.
Yep.
And it is one of those things where those types of things can really turn momentum when it's like team's already in the bonus or almost in the bonus, and you're picking up more fouls and you're putting a team in the bonus. So it is something to think about. I think the bench is going to be, here's my prediction. I think the Nuggets and the starter-heavy staggers are going to look good pretty early in the season. I don't think it's going to take long. I do think some of those other units might take a while, the mostly bench units.
Well, it's all new guys, too.
That's
why. If you think about that, Jamal Murray and Peyton Watson and 3 new guys.
Yeah. Even Bruce, it's like it feels a little different.
Yeah, definitely.
I do love Brucey B's toughness, though. That's another one. Oh, here's my final one. I think the Clippers are good, man. And this is the first year I haven't been high on the Clippers, but I actually am high on them. I just look at it and go, John Collins is a good player, man.
Yeah.
He just gives them some more versatility. They have a lot of guys, and
well, I mean, if Brook Lopez is shooting it like that, which he can,
yeah.
They have depth. That somehow they got Brook Lopez on that deal to be a backup.
Guys love living in LA. He's right next to Space Mountain.
It's still crazy. How'd they get him on that deal? I don't know.
Ballmer threw him a little under the table ticket to Disneyland.
Planting trees.
Well, he's a Disneyland guy. I think Ballmer might have hooked him up with a free pass to Disneyland, lifetime pass. So yeah, I think that's part of it is that the Clippers are a good team that Denver played.
Yeah, they are good. They have depth. Kawhi looked good. Kawhi looked really good.
Yeah, he looked really good. Kawhi's a good player, man.
Yeah.
The funniest thing that could happen in Adam Silver's NBA is if the Clippers are actually like what happens if the Clippers win the title this year? No penalty for Ballmer. Everything kind of just gets swept under the rug, and then they win the title.
Here's something. So there's an investigation ongoing right now.
Ongoing investigation.
By the league, allegedly. Isn't it a little weird how Steve Ballmer is still at the games and stuff?
What are you saying? Do you think he's...
I feel like during the investigation, he shouldn't be allowed to be around the team.
I mean, I love this take because I'm with you. Just
think about normal investigations that happen to things, businesses and stuff. Isn't the person involved usually quote unquote suspended and not really around when that's happening?
This is why I'm very skeptical anything is going to come.
Oh, it's obvious nothing of substance is gonna come from it.
I think, and this is what I hate because I think the Nuggets are going to win it this year. I'm very high on them, but it would be the perfect sort of punctuation for Adam Silver if the Clippers won it this year of all years.
Yeah.
And it's just all year. That's the only story of the NBA is, well, everybody knows they cheated, right? Like really bad. Completely just embarrassed the league with how they operated. But yeah, all right, we're going to get into, on the other side, we're going to do a little stock report. But the stocks, not on players. We got things like, let me tell you, the Denver Nuggets defense, Jamal Murray's conditioning, David Adelman, Christian Braun's ball handling, and a whole bunch of other things we're going to talk about on the other side.
Hey, Colorado, stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods for the hottest apparel and footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas, FP Movement, and DNVR. Yes, you can buy DNVR merch at Dick's along with those other great brands. Plus, score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, and all your tailgating essentials. If you find a lower price, Dick's will match it with their best price guarantee. The best place for, not just apparel and footwear, but just sporting goods, basketballs, footballs, whatever you want. Dick's has it. Tons of great outdoor equipment as well, fishing stuff, their golf section, just stacked with stuff. So go to Dicks.com to find your nearest store for curbside pickup. Get your gear fast. Every season starts at Dick's. Also, shout out to our friends over at Miller Lite, because of course it's Miller time. Perfect season for Miller Lite. Nugget season's just starting or about to. Avs are already going. I feel like hockey season moves up every year. It used to be right on the same kind of calendar. Hockey season's already going. They're a week in or so. But since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to beer to fill up the cooler when it's a good day, to grill, to watch an Avs game, to watch a Nuggets game. Stock up today because it is Miller time. A taste you can depend on. Miller Lite, brewed for taste with simple ingredients. Just 96 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer, still iconic. 50 years later, Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you, or pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Alrighty, we are back. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Hop in the Toyota chat. Part of what makes our show so fun is you can join the conversation. We see all the comments up here on screen. Talk along with us. Or if you're late, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Especially on Stock Report, it's easy. You can give us the up arrow or the down arrow. I'm going to start here. The Denver Nuggets defense. And we titled this one when this show, can the Nuggets have a top 10 defense? Are you buying that the Nuggets could have a good defense this year?
Good or top 10? Is top 10 good?
Top 10 is good.
I'm not buying it yet. Not quite yet. Look,
that was a Munder on the road against a very good team.
It was a Munder in the Intuit Dome. It'd be such a huge improvement. And yes, they have new players. They have new personnel. They have a different coaching staff, a different scheme. But it's still a bunch of the same guys. And to go from in the 20s to top 10, it'd be a huge leap, a monster leap. Yes, I think they'll be very improved. I think they'll be, just drastically improved. But to go to top 10 feels like a lot as of right now.
I think I'm buying this.
Okay.
I am buying top 10. I don't think it's going to be an elite defense. I think it's going to be a very functional defense, and it's for a couple of reasons. I like the new scheme because it's high IQ. It requires high IQ, and I think it's part of the reason they didn't do it before is they didn't think they had enough veterans and maybe just the right even guys in the starting lineup to pull it off, but now they do. I'm buying Cam Johnson as a guy who can do his job. There's going to be nights he gets lit up because there's certain types of players he can't guard. He's a good contain guy. He's not a good contest guy. But I think he is an improvement overall in aggregate over MPJ on the defensive end. But the number one reason I'm buying their defense, they had a vulnerable 8-man rotation last year. They really had 6 guys they trusted, with Russ being the guy, and then they had these other people. This year, it looks like this 10-man rotation might be legit. I think that what they did last night in the first half, putting Julian Strother in there for just a cup of coffee, is legit. If you look at Jokic, we haven't seen him play a full game yet, but if we extrapolate, he came out with 6 minutes to go in the game last game. I think he's going to come out with 9 minutes to go, so let's add another 3 minutes, gets him up to 25. And if he comes in at the 8-minute mark, you're talking about 33 minutes a game. I think he's going to be between 33 and 34 this year. What did you say about Murray yesterday? Playing really hard, looks like he's in good shape and playing really hard on defense. Well, one way you do that is by getting these breaks. 10-man rotation allows that. I think Denver is going to be able to go harder, and I actually think Jokic's season this year, I'm not ready to pull the trigger on this take. I wonder if this is statistically the worst year, or the lowest total year that we've seen with Jokic of the last 4 or 5, but it's because he put so much more into defense like he did last night. I still think he's going to be like 25, 12, and 8.
Sure.
But that's would be a step down from what we've been seeing. But 34 minutes, everybody plays hard on defense. You play 10 guys. I could see it.
I could see it if everything goes according to plan and like their defense is just locked in from the beginning. I think it looked great last night. You know, all the adjustments we talked about, the rotations, where they're focusing their efforts. I still feel like there's going to be a little bit of growing pains, at least early.
Yeah.
You would think, just putting in a whole new scheme. I think they look like a top 10 defense a lot this season. I think there will be some games where they look like an unbelievable defense. I'm not ready to go top 10 yet. Not ready.
I'm going to buy it. I like it. I'm buying this stock. You're selling it. Let's go to Jamal Murray's conditioning. Are you buying this stock?
Yeah, I'm buying it. He looked fast last night. Like, he looked quick.
Man, he missed the shot I most wanted him to make, and I went out and rewatched. You saw it. Was it Chris Dunn, or I can't remember who it was that he got on an ISO?
Yeah.
Do you remember it? He completely shakes him
did.
like 6 crossovers in a row, gets to his spot.
Yeah.
Missed it. And I was like, oh, I wanted that one.
But to your point with that, like, he's got some shake to him right now. He can get some separation. He's breaking guys down off the dribble. He got into the lane a couple times, all the way to the rim. I'm buying.
I am buying it too. I just this part to me, I was buying 2 weeks ago. You know, you wanted to see it, but I've been hearing from everybody that was the case, and then now that you see it in practice, I'm like, yeah, he looks good. And what's funny is Murray's conditioning looks good. He has taken some shots. Murray is the number one most aggressive scorer on the Nuggets, I would say, even more so than Jokic. And I know that bothers fans when he's not making them, but I like that Jamal Murray is not saving his defensive energy. He's putting a lot into defense right now from an effort standpoint. And to me, you only do that when you feel good about your body. I'm buying Jamal Murray's conditioning from the jump.
And last night about the defense, because the first 2 preseason games, they just kind of rolled out a vanilla defense, it seemed like. And last night was the first time where we saw the tweaks, we saw the adjustments, we saw what the scheme could look like.
We saw the junk it up.
And they junked it up, yeah. I wonder if Jamal and Jokic were like, all right, it's go time.
Yeah.
Let's set the tone with it right now.
Oh, I like
for
that.
The first time.
Little leadership. They both said, hey, we'll meet you there.
That's what it seemed like, at least.
Are you buying the bench stagger? Jamal Murray has staggered with the bench before. From what you saw last night, are you buying that can be viable? Hey, man, they went to the bench. Like, Jokic went to the bench tied, I believe.
Oh, they were plus in the non-Jokic minutes, at least in the part of the game when they played their normal guys.
Against arguably the deepest team in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Part of me does think, like, there is a scenario out there. This is just so doomer of me, but, like, the bench will just never work. We're going to be shuffling guys in different.
It's possible.
Never
going
to
possible.
Work. But I think it is going to work this year. And it is the Jamal stagger. And I think if you have those 4 bench guys, that's the recipe. And I think that's what can work. That lineup can do it. Big Val's the linchpin.
Yeah.
You know, Murray, probably the most, important player in that unit, but Big Val's the linchpin of it all working. He's the hub of a lot of what you do. He's going to get a lot of easy baskets, draw fouls, get rebounds. He's the guy, I think, that really makes the difference.
They didn't help off of Big Val last night. When he got the ball in the post, they trusted Brook Lopez, who's a very good post defender. Right. They trusted him, and it didn't work. Although I will say, Val, man, he missed a 3, and then he just cooked Brook Lopez on the block several times. The last shot he took where he got blocked, weirdest shot ever. Do you remember?
I think that was one where he was thinking about passing to like PWAT down low or something, and then decided to shoot it.
He made everything look so easy, and then he had the worst post up ever. But I'm with you, man. Here's what I'm going to do, though, with the bench stagger. I think this is a buy, but this is a buy and stash. I think this is a long-term play. This is not going to be a stock buy now because next week it's going to be twice the price. I think 4 months from now, the stock is twice the price. I think it's going to be a little up and down. It's going to be a volatile stock, but I am buying it long-term, and I do think there's going to be moments in the short term. So think about it. If you can get the ball to Big Val on the block, that's a big thing. If teams are going to single coverage, I feel like I know how that's going to go. It's going to go really well against most teams. Once they start to double, the team has to build that chemistry still.
Yep.
Like this is the one. That's why I say it's going to be a slow build, because there's a lot of questions about the back end of all of these types of things. Let's go to the 10 or possibly even 11-man rotation. Are you buying that the Nuggets this year might be a team that just, hey, why not? Let's play 11 guys some nights, 10 guys most nights.
Yes, I'm buying it because David Adelman is a mad scientist, as you said.
Are you buying that it'll be good? I guess this is a double-sided buy.
Yeah, because I think they've got certain guys that will be good in that role where it's super situationally, where one game you might play 5 minutes, next game you might not. Spencer Jones is a perfect example.
Yeah.
I want Spencer Jones playing like a 2-minute stretch here where he's given CP3 problems and then maybe he doesn't play the next game. Or maybe it's Strawler one night, when they just need a injection of 3-point shooting. So it's not going to be 11 guys every night. Obviously not. You can't do that. It's not going to be 10 guys every night, probably. But I like shuffling guys into that role game to game. So I am buying that, and I think it will be effective.
I'm buying it too, man. I think that it's also a culture thing. It was one of the most impressive things that I thought the Thunder did last year was they won 68 games while playing 10 or 11 guys. Some nights 12 guys. I think it helps keep everyone engaged. I mean, there are some guys that want more minutes than a few, but if you look at Julian Strawther, Spencer Jones, Jalen Pickett, are those guys happy if they played 6 minutes in a game?
They better be.
That's what I mean. I don't think those guys look at it and it's like, I only got in for 3 minutes. I think they look at it as like, I got in for 3 minutes.
For sure.
That was great. I got to go in and do my job. Spencer Jones gets 3 minutes and a half and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And I just think there's something to the entire team stays connected, stays engaged, has a role to play, and it buys you extra minutes. So if you didn't have the right guys for it, and last year, really the last 2 years, they didn't have enough depth to go 10 or 11 deep. But I think they do this year. There'll be some rough moments for Julian, even for Peyton, for Tim Hardaway. Like they're not all going to play great every night, but I do like this idea. I'm buying both that it will happen and that will be a value add that the Nuggets are doing it. What about David Adelman in general? Are you buying David Adelman?
For sure.
Is his stock a buy?
David Adelman, he's so online and such a big fan of the show. He's doing everything we've asked him to do. Big Val and Yoke together? Hell yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to roll it out in our quote-unquote dress rehearsal for the regular season last night.
Was that the dress rehearsal? I don't know if it was.
I think it was.
I don't know if it was. I don't think it was.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, half dress.
Maybe there's two. Yes, I mean, those little tweaks, the playing a big rotation, the overhaul of their defense, love it. Just how the offense looks in terms of some of the stuff they're putting in, just his messaging, how he's publicly talked about this team. I absolutely buying it.
I told you last night, I think we're going to have to come up with some kind of nickname with him, like the mad scientist or something like that. Because I think it honestly describes his personality, that he just looks at the game like a scientist looks like just ingredients in the lab, just different chemicals. And he's constantly wondering what concoctions he can put together. You know, he's not a guy that's just like, all right, where's the rule book? Let me follow this. He's like, what if I combine these things?
Right. Like, what if I put a guy at the scores table and just didn't let the offense inbound the ball quickly?
It's a lame scientist, the lamest scientist of all time.
But it's stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
like, Adelman will think of that stuff, but actually,
I can't speak out of both sides of my mouth.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't speak out of both sides of my mouth. If he tries the permanent sub thing or something equally as lame, I will call him out for it.
I can kind of see him trying it.
Maybe. I'm buying Adelman. I do think the big questions for Adelman, though, were never about whether or not he'd have interesting ideas. I think they're more about things that we wouldn't be able to answer in the preseason.
Yes.
They're really more going to come in January and April. And
it's going to be, okay, they've lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah. What's your conviction level about changing something?
Right.
And
how long do you stick with something that's not working? Yeah.
So-and-so's unhappy or got into some trouble or whatever it is, and how does he navigate those things? So I'm buying the stock too, but at the same time, he hasn't done anything that I didn't expect. It's just been more fun, I guess.
Has he done anything that you've really disagreed with?
I mean, those first 2 games to me just didn't make any. They weren't, what were they?
They were just kind of rolling the ball out.
So we're really just talking about last night, and no, not really. I think everything is within the realm, and he's also part of this is, and it's why I think it's important for coaches. It's a hard game to play. How much do you share with the media and the public at large versus how much do you keep secret? Sometimes it's important for people to know what you're trying. And when David Adelman says, yes, I want to experiment with a lot of things, and he says some's not going to work, and that's okay, that tells us, he's willing to try things that even he won't agree with after he tries them. And I just think that puts a little perspective on everything he's doing. We got to take another break, but on the other side, Christian Braun's ball handling, the double big lineup, the Nuggets taking enough threes. We got a whole lot of other, plus Daron Holmes. We're going to talk about Daron Holmes today on the other side.
Guys, let's talk about UC Health. UC Health's doing a really cool thing, actually, on 16th Street for Nuggets fans next week leading up to the opener on Thursday. They've got a pop-up going on 16th Street and Arapahoe on that corner there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all week long through, opening night. Here's the schedule. Tuesday, 4 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, 4 to 8 p.m. Thursday, 3 to 6. Friday, 4 to 8. Opportunities to win autographed items, Nuggets gear, trading cards on site. You can enter to win prizes starting on the 20th. Special appearances from friend of the show, Katie Wingy. Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Rocky's going to be out there, Nuggets dancers as well. Opportunities for photo ops. It's going to be really cool. So head down there, 16th in Arapahoe next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Get hyped for the Nuggets. And if you're down there, tweet at us. Send us some photos of you and whoever you're down there with. We'll retweet it from our account as well. So follow along. Tag your Media Day photos to UC Health social channels and us on Instagram at UC Health and then on Twitter at UC Health as well. Should be a really fun time down there on 16th Street. Nuggets will be down there. A lot of fans as well throughout the week, all leading up to the opener and even until Friday. So it should be a really fun time. Also, shout out to our friends, Red Hawk Roofing. Our guys, we couldn't do it without them. We got some really cool things coming up with Red Hawk Roofing, actually. Next week, it's going to be a big week for DNVR and Red Hawk Roofing next week. I can't wait. But if you have any roofing needs, they are your guys. No project's too small for Red Hawk Roofing. Home, business, whatever it might be. Give them a call. They'll come out, assess your roof, tell you what's going on, tell you what needs to be done. RedHawkRoofing.com. Tell them we sent you.
Homies, man.
The absolute homies. They finished Adam's roof in 2 days?
2 days.
Boom. So give them a call. RedHawkRoofing.com.
They did the full thing too, man. I'm telling you, you get these contractors, a personal testimony, you get these contractors sometimes, they'll try to do the cheapest job and charge you the most for it. Yeah. They were like, listen, man, we could patch over this issue or we could do the full thing. They walked me through everything. They went above and beyond to make sure that roof is better than ever. So I'm telling you, I've worked with so many contractors in my life. You want one you can trust. Homies, Red Hawk Roofing. All right, everybody, throw us a like if you're in the chat right now. Play along with us. Let us know what you're buying or what you're not buying of the Denver Nuggets right now. I know you're going to like this one. Christian Braun's ball handling.
Yeah.
I want to separate all of his game right now. Just the ball handling portion of this. Somebody compared him, I don't remember where I saw this, but maybe it was in my mentions, compared him to Derek White. They're like, he's going to be Derek White here soon. Derek White can dribble drive against a lot of guys.
Well, can he do it against Kawhi Leonard?
That was such a big deal, man, that it was against him. Peyton Watson had one on Kawhi, too. The pass was against Kawhi. Like, both of those guys looked at it and said, not scared.
That play, I mean, obviously buying, and that play was a big reason why. To be guarded by Kawhi in that situation, yeah, he got a little screen, a little bit of help, but to look at Kawhi and be like, I want to go at him off the dribble, for Christian Braun to have the confidence to do that.
And Zubats, by the way, because then he turned the corner and it was Zubats, who's also a great defender.
I don't think he had that last year.
I don't think
the confidence to go at that one-on-one.
See, I love that you said it that way because I actually think he did have it more or less. I don't think he had the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
And now he has he's like, no, I got this.
Yeah. It was just an incredible play, like one of the highlights for sure. And then the finish was awesome too, up and under. Yes, absolutely buying it.
I'm buying it too, man. And the reason I wanted to make the distinction between now he has it, because I feel the same about PWAT. I think both of those guys have improved on the foundation that they had, but I think both of them had a strong enough foundation to do this sometimes.
Yep.
But Christian Braun looks like a guy, I've thought this about him for a long time. He has more skills than he shows, but he almost like wants to perfect his skills before he lets them out, you know, and it's part of what makes him such an efficient player. I think he's feeling so confident in his ball handling that he's like, yeah, I've had this, but now I'm ready to unleash it. I've perfected it, and I'm ready to show the world what I have. I'm buying his ball handling. What about I didn't put this one on the list, Kales, I apologize, but what about Christian's three-point shot?
Yes.
You're buying that too?
Well, a big reason why is just the confidence it seems like he has in it, similar to the ball handling. There's been no hesitation on any of these 3-point attempts that he could take or has taken.
This is one I'm not buying yet. I do think that he was a good 3-point shooter last year. I think he's going to be a good one. His shot is still a little slow, and it's still going to come.
Doesn't it seem a little quicker, though? Or is it too early to tell?
Too early to tell. He just has a natural dip. He doesn't load the ball. You know, a lot of times when you catch it, a quick shooter will catch it loaded, and so they just go up.
His shot is not a shot of a pure shooter.
No, and it doesn't have to be because he's going to be a driver more than anything. My question is, it sucks for CB. It's just going to come down to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down
because
to
really no matter how good he shoots it, teams aren't going to guard him. He's the one guy him and AG a little bit, the guys you're going to sag off of in the playoffs.
Well, what did I just credit the Nuggets defense with doing to the Clippers last game, where I said when they're shrinking the court the way they are, it's to force more shots into the hands of the guys you want. Derrick Jones Jr. can hit the 3. Collins can hit the 3. Batum can hit the 3. But but they don't want to take 10 of them things, and we're going to make them. That's what teams are going to do to Christian Braun. We know he can make threes, but what happens if the play calls for him to shoot 3 threes in a row and 3 possessions in a row? That's what it's going to come down to. It's what happened last year, and that's why that one I'm not ready to buy just yet. Cam Johnson's fit.
I'm definitely buying it. We haven't seen it quite yet, but I'm 100% confident it's going to look like we all think it's going to look.
I'm buying this one. I will say that the shot to me is the thing that when we talk about Michael Porter's one of the best shooters, we fought for years saying Michael Porter's one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he had that year where he shot 45. It always felt like his numbers should have been a little bit higher than what it actually was, because his shot just looks like it's going in every single time. I do wonder how big of a gap there is between Cam and Michael Porter, because I think we've all kind of said, it's just a little gap, and I am wondering if it's a bigger one. Now, naturally, I'm wondering that's because he's been cold through the preseason, and maybe he just makes these wide open ones. But his fit everywhere else defensively, his cutting, his way of reading the court, I think has actually been underrated. It's been disguised by the fact that he has just missed wide open shots. At the end of the day, what did we say about Michael Porter last year? He never scores 40 because every time he scores 30, the Nuggets win by 20. I think it's going to be the same for Cam Johnson, where I don't know how many 40-point games he's going to have, because if he ever has 30, the Nuggets are just blowing you out.
Right.
Last night, if he took 7 of them, if he was 5 of 7, the Nuggets are up 10 for most of that game.
I feel like Cam is a little spooked by how open he's been. He's so open on these.
That part is not what spooks me about it. I'm
not spooked about it. I think he's like, oh shit.
I don't know if it's that, man. I think it's just finding the new rhythm. There's a new rhythm to the team, and you don't want to let people down when you're the new guy.
I think a lot of it is, it's got to be a little intimidating coming into a starting 5 that is this good.
I agree.
And just operates this as smooth as the Nuggets do.
Bro, half of his possessions last year were watching Cam Thomas dribble the ball around in circles while everyone was just like, what is he doing? That never happens in this offense, and I do think there's a psychological effect. I'll say Cam Johnson, I love his fit. His shot, I'm curious to see. I'm just curious. What do you think he's going to shoot this year from 3?
39.5.
That's what he always shoots, so no change.
No.
You don't think it's going to go up with these extra open shots?
I mean, maybe at 40.
Here's what I'll predict with Cam Johnson. I'll bet you he has 1 month where he shoots like 48% from 3. Like he has one really hot month. I'm not saying it'll be the last one. It's not
going to be the first one.
And it'll be the month that the Nuggets go on a huge run where you're like, oh, the Nuggets were 12-2 this month, and Cam Johnson shot 50% from 3. Those things are correlated. What about Peyton Watson's role? The role that they seem to be playing him in. Brought the ball up almost every time in the second half and the second quarter.
Yeah. I want to buy it. I can't buy it 100% though, quite yet.
You're not sure he's ready for that role?
Yes.
It's an elevated role. It's kind of an important one.
It's a very important one. They don't have a point guard.
Way louder yesterday.
On the second unit.
I would say Peyton Watson, on aggregate, has been significantly louder than Bruce Brown, meaning you notice him more because the ball.
He's had a bigger role.
Yeah, he's had a bigger role.
And you're right. It's a really important role. Like, can he do it? Maybe. He showed he can maybe do it last night. Like, he had a lot of great moments in that role last night, handling the ball, playmaking, driving, passing. He's got that in him for sure. Is that going to be a big part of the Nuggets second unit? Like, it seems like the Nuggets want it to be.
Yeah.
Just based on what Adelman's done in the position he's put Peyton Watson in. So I want to buy it. Not quite ready to yet.
I'm buying it. I'm just a believer in Peyton. I like his handle. And here's what I'll say about this role that he's in. I think he is going to have a very steep growth. I think he's ready to go now, but there will be some ups and downs. He'll miss some shots, miss some layups, whatever. I think he's going to grow into this role very nicely over the course of the year. I don't think he's going to win most improved player or anything like that, but I think he will be, of the Nuggets, probably the one has the biggest improvement from October to April. Because I think this role is kind of new for him, and I think he'll start to read the court a lot better as he's playing this role.
Yeah, but this is the role he's always wanted to play.
Yep.
Like, this is the role he loves to play. He loves to be that playmaker.
I mean, Amen Thompson is one of his comps. Like, Amen Thompson to me is the A version of Peyton Watson. You know, there's some other guys that are like him, but Amen Thompson, it's like what he's good at, getting downhill and making passes over the defense. He's, again, the A version of it. I think Amen Thompson's just like a future MVP candidate. But Peyton Watson, to me, I'm excited for him to kind of grow into this one, and I hope he does.
Yeah.
The double bigs. The double bigs. We saw 3 glorious minutes of it yesterday. It might not have even been 3. I have to check the tape.
Is that play they ran an unstoppable play?
Well, they ran it twice and it only worked once, so I'm going to say no. But once was a Val 3-pointer, so.
Right. It feels like the worst shot you're going to get on that is like a Jokic mid-ranger or a Val mid-ranger. I'm buying it in small doses.
That's all you can do is small doses.
Yeah, and I feel like the amount they played it last night was perfect. What was it? 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
You know what the Nuggets are? They're like a 9-course meal. I think in years past, they've literally been like meat and potatoes. And then we have a side dish and it's just a mint. You know, like there's no side. This year, it's like, all right, we're going to go to our starters for 6 minutes, and that's the meat and potatoes. But then we're going to bring in the stagger here, and then we're going to Jamal on the bench. And then at one point in the middle of the meal, they go, here's just a little like almost appetite, a small plate to break up the meal, and it's the double big lineup.
Yeah. So I like it as that small plate for 2 to 3 minutes here and there.
It's a delicious small plate. I'm buying it, man. I was the guy that was out. I can change my mind. I was very skeptical of it, and I still think there's going to be teams that's an absolutely do not try this.
Sure.
Against. There's going to be some teams where it's like that double big's not tonight. And there'll be some teams where you maybe say, hey, we're going to actually play this a little bit more than usual. Instead of 2-3 minutes, we might come back to it and really hammer it home. But I believe in it. I just think Jokic's the high IQ player. Val's such a big body. I mean, Plumlee Jokic was big. This is more like Nurkic Jokic, just in terms of, even on Plumlee, you're like, okay, well, he can't shoot, so we can put John Collins or this or that. They had to put John Collins on Jokic in that game.
Right. Val was too big.
And think about that. John Collins ain't never going to guard Jokic.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have to put as big a body as we can on it. I'm buying it. I think it's fun.
It was interesting how thrown off the Clippers were.
The
first time the Nuggets ran that play.
They'd call a timeout. They had to get a little settled.
So you're probably going to get that, maybe like once a game. The first possession you roll it out, teams are going to be like, oh, damn.
I will say this. This is going to be on the list that Kale and I will record here shortly, but there is an interesting – that lineup will be a little feast or famine because what they do on one end of the court dictates the other side. I'll just tease it with that. I'm going to break down every play of the double big lineup because I found it so interesting. Nice. There's only 4 of them. What about the Nuggets taking threes? They don't take a lot of threes. The first 2 games, hardly any. This last one, they took quite a few. 42, I think, in their last game.
Yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah, 42.
Definitely buying it. I mean, last year they took the fewest threes per game, right?
Yep.
So, Cam MPJ, pretty much a straight swap. But you add Tim Hardaway, who really only takes threes. I mean, especially so far this preseason. Has he taken a 2?
That's a good point.
So he's going to really up your 3-point volume. PWAT probably takes more threes. Christian Braun, I think, ups his threes this year. So everybody, I think, is going to up them. And more than that, it's just a mindset change. I just think Adelman's going to be preaching different things. And the message based on last night is getting through to the players on what he wants to do. So Yeah, I'm buying it.
I'm not buying this one. I am buying that they're able to take more threes than before. But I think this is such an elastic thing with the Nuggets where the more they make threes, the more teams stretch out. And what happens? Denver just scores more in the paint, which is what they're best at. I think they'll take more, but I still think they're going to be in the bottom 8 of the league of three-pointers.
Really? Even with AG saying he's going to shoot more too.
Even with him, man. I just think that the Nuggets' bread and butter is some teams, the three-pointer is the goal. I think the Nuggets, that's your like threat. You know, like we can do this. But what we really want to do is get into the paint and score and rebound and do all those things. And I don't think that part's going to change that much. So increase. They were last year. I think they're going to increase, but I'll bet you they're like 24th this year.
That'd still be way too low, I feel like.
I mean, unless you're just scoring at the paint.
Can we get some blowouts?
What about Tim Hardaway's fit?
I mean, I'm buying it because I just know, like, it's not like Tim Hardaway is going to forget how to shoot this year. Don't clip that, Kale. Whatever you do, nobody clip that. He's a veteran who shoots around the same percentage every season. He's probably going to do that again. Now, like, what else can he do? I don't know. And maybe by the end of the season, like, his minutes are going down and Strawler's replacing him a little bit in some lineups or something. But on paper, yeah, I'm buying his fit as the perfect complement to, you know, a Murray, Yoke, AG lineup.
This one I'm not buying on. I'm not selling, but I'm not buying.
Yeah.
I'm going to monitor this stock. He does, to me, his game is taking tough shots, having a quick trigger.
Well, he's been wide open on all of them so far.
He has been wide open on some, not all, on some. I do wonder if the second unit is just going to find him very much, especially if you stagger. It's going to be a lot of Jamal, a lot of Val. And then he's just one of the guys. He came over here because he's like, everybody touches the ball. And he's the one guy I keep wondering about all the things he said about his fun because I'm involved. I don't just have to go stand in the corner. And part of me goes, I kind of think he's not going to touch the ball that much. He might be in the Michael Porter role off the bench.
Yeah. I mean, the bench, it's going to play through Murray and Big Val. He's going to get some kickouts, some secondary stuff. But, yeah, he's not going to be a featured player on any lineup probably.
Yeah. What about Big Val? Are you buying Big Val?
For sure.
I love that we call him Big Val, too. I love it.
Do you think that's going to stick with people?
I mean, I've been calling it that for 5 years, so I don't know.
But, like, Legler needs to start calling him Big Val.
You know what? Probably. He'll hear me say it. He'll probably do it. Come on,
Tim.
Big Val.
Yeah, Big Val's got to catch on nationally. That's what we need.
I hope Big Val likes it.
He hates it.
You think he hates it? No way.
No, I bet he likes it. I bet he likes it.
Big Val.
Big Val is a great name. Yeah, I'm buying him. I mean, he's looked exactly like we thought he would so far, at least how I thought he would.
I think if we look at these 3 games against the Timberwolves, I know that was a weird one, but he was effective in one half and not at all in the other. Toronto, not effective at all. They didn't get them the ball because of the full court pressure. And in the Clippers, very effective. I actually think that's how he's going to be this year. I think he's going to play every game in the regular season. I don't think there'll be nights when they're like, unless it's other than rest nights, but I don't think there'll be nights where it's like, hey, man, not your matchup. We're going with Zeke. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think there's going to be anything like that. But I do think that last night was like, yeah, the Clippers, he'll play in a playoff series. But there are some teams where I'll look at and say, I just don't know if he plays in a playoff series against this team.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what we thought. You know, heading into everything here, there will be certain teams, certain matchups that he just doesn't have a role for.
But I am buying him, man. I think he's good vibes. I think he's a good player. Yeah. I think he's going to have, again, the Nuggets should be decent when Yoke's out this year, the few nights that, hopefully very few nights that he misses. So I am buying Big Val. I think he's going to be one of these guys where it's like, damn, Val had a double-double tonight. Damn, Big Val had 0 points tonight. Right. And it'll just kind of be like that. I'm going out of order for these last 2, Kale. I probably should have fixed this, so I apologize. Daron Holmes. We haven't talked much about him so far, but he clearly is being treated like Curtis Jones, like Hunter Tyson. You know, like he is a guy that is sort of like after we've gone through all the things we're working on, then Daron Holmes goes out. Yeah.
I'm selling Daron Holmes for this year. Definitely selling. I just don't think he's going to be a factor, and that's perfectly fine. I don't think he should be. I think they've got probably the bodies, and you want to see what he can do in the G League, I think, for a year. And then next year is actually his season.
I think the Denver Nuggets are protecting Daron Holmes right now because I know fans are upset. How could he be behind some of these guys who are on the roster and this or that? I think the Nuggets are looking at it and saying, this is a rookie, 27th pick who had an Achilles injury that he's coming back from. Yes, he looks healthy, and I think he feels good. But we're not going to throw that guy out there in a situation. We're going to let him kind of ease back into the game. I predict he plays in the G League for basically the first 2 months of the year. He goes, whenever the G League opens up, he'll go down there. And I think it'll be great because I think he'll be the guy on the G League. I think that it'll be tailored to him, and he'll get a lot of reps, and they'll reevaluate. I'm not ready to sell that he won't play this year. I just don't think he will play any earlier than January 1st unless there's like a series of injuries. But I think they are treating Daron Holmes as their midseason acquisition. And even then, it's like if there was a draft in January, that's what they're treating it like. Is in January, we'll see where he's at. And
even then, I'd be surprised if he was a real factor this season.
Here's why I wouldn't be surprised. I trust his three-point shot, and in theory, he's a versatile defender, right? We haven't quite seen that at the NBA level, but think about all the things new terminology, the speed of the game, all this stuff is new to him. If he gets that pace, could he replace Julian Strawther in as the 10th or 11th guy if they're going with a 10-man rotation where it's like, stick him out there for 3 minutes. You might get one corner three, but we just need you to guard, rebound, and maybe knock down a shot. And I could see it. I could see them saying, you know what, tonight we need a little more size than perimeter play. So, Daron, you're out. You're our 10th guy tonight.
A lot of it could depend on how these first couple months go in the G League.
Yeah.
If he plays really well, has a great, November, December, then he comes up to the Nuggets and stacks a couple good games, then maybe.
Whose stock are you most buying out of the bottom six? I think I know who the answer is to this.
Rapid Man.
He's like
Spencer Jones.
His stock is it's the penny stock that everyone's buying.
I loved him last year too. Yeah. I've been on him for a while. He's an elite defender, I think, in short spurts.
Yeah.
Not over a full game maybe, but short spurts, I think he's elite.
When we talk about a 10 or 11-man rotation, it really is that there's one guy. It's really a 9-man rotation with one guy who goes out there to play 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it's so hard being that 10th guy.
But maybe, I think for Julian, yes, that would be tough. But this is why I look at Spencer Jones and I'm like, is it that crazy if
he's kind of the perfect 10th guy?
He's the perfect guy.
You want a defensive specialist.
Go out there, full court press, play balls to the wall for 3 minutes.
Because if you're a shooter in that role, you're coming in cold, you haven't played all game, trying to hit a tough three cold off the bench.
Yep.
That's a lot of pressure.
And I don't know in the regular season if the opposing team game plans for Spencer. When Spencer Jones is in, we're going to try to force the ball in his hands.
No, they don't. He checks in and you're looking on your sheet. Who is this guy?
And he's not in for long enough for you to really do that. I mean, in the playoffs you would, but in a regular season, I think it's like he checks in at the 8-minute mark of the second quarter and checks out at the 5-minute mark. He's just going to go out there, defend, rebound, try to make some loose ball plays. I agree with you. I think it's him. If it wasn't him, who would it be, though? Is there anyone else whose stock is up at all?
I mean, Curtis Jones looks pretty good.
Yeah, but I still think that he's
he's not even really in this question.
I'll say this. I think Pickett's stock might be a little down, and I don't know that it's anything that he's done.
Agreed.
I just think you look and say, what does the team need?
I thought he actually would have played more with the potential rotation.
But you look at it and say he brings ball handling, but I don't know if he brings press breaking ball handling.
Yeah.
And they kind of need that. So I think his stock, I look at him and go, he'll play this year with injuries because I just think he's a natural replacement to a lot of guys. But outside of that, I don't think he's the 10th man.
Yeah. Strawther had a couple nice moments last night.
I think that he's the 10th. Him and Spencer Jones right now are the 10th man.
Yeah. Do you need offense? Do you need defense?
Exactly. And we might get a different guy each night, honestly, because that role is such a 3-minute role, man.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. I'm so into this 10-man rotation. Yeah. I'm double buying the 10-man rotation. Okay, we have any super chats?
Just one.
Super chat from Dean. Happy Hall of Famer. Is Dean a Hall of Famer? Of this supporters club? Shout out to Dean, man. This feels like it's going to be the opposite of last year. Games fun to watch. Team full of surprises. Sickos will be healthy.
Oh, man. We appreciate you, man. That is what it means.
Thank you, Dean.
We appreciate you, Dean. Thank you so much. You guys can join the supporters club, which keeps the lights on for us. It's just a cool way for you to support us, and it gives you access to all these emojis, including several that we'll have on opening night when we get our first watch along. Should be a lot of fun.
Oh, can't wait for that, man.
Dude, these shows write themselves. That was a lot of stuff to talk about. And I had more. I had to shelve one topic.
Do you want to give a tease about
for
what
tomorrow? I want to talk about the Lakers sucking.
That is a great tease.
I think they're going to suck. I don't know. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. See you tomorrow.